Welcome again. In this video, we will discuss about elements of risk. These are the testing concepts from this topic. What is the risk scenario? What is the difference between threat and vulnerability? What are the important aspects of vulnerability assessment and penetration testing? What is the risk related to configuration management? And last, what are the risks related to outsourcing contract? We will discuss each one of these in this video. Very important concept from an exam perspective. What is risk scenario? Risk scenario is the process of estimating the likelihood and impact of various risks applicable to organization. Let us understand stepwise how to do the risk scenario. Very first step is to identify various risks that are applicable to the organization. Second step, determine the probability of occurrence of each event. Step 3, determine the impact of each event. And last, try to quantify the risk. Let us understand this with an example. So, one of the risks that can impact the organization is fire. In second step, we need to identify what can be the probability of the occurrence. So from the past data, from the past experience, it can be said around there will be chance of 0.10% of occurrence of the fire. So this is how they determine the probability. Once probability is determined, let us say what can be the impact. So if fire occurs, total impact of that fire can be around $1 lakh. And last step, we need to quantify the risk. As we all know, risk is probability into impact. So, total risk of this particular event of fire is $10,000. Please note, this is also known as threat and vulnerability assessment. This type of risk scenario is used in threat and vulnerability risk assessment. Now, what is the difference between threat and vulnerability? One of the favorite and most preferred game of Isaka is to get us confused between the terms threat and vulnerability. Let us be clear about both the terms. Vulnerability means weakness in the system, weakness in the process. On the other hand, threat is something that exploits this particular vulnerability. Vulnerability is that something that we can control. Threat is something that is generally not in our control. Mostly internal factor, threat mostly external factor. Hope this example will make the difference clear. So if antivirus is missing, that we can control it and we can rectify it. If code is weak, we can rectify it. So this is vulnerability which can be rectified by us. On the other hand, we have threat, hacker, earthquake, fire, malware. These are the elements that we cannot control. They are the external factors, generally external factors, and they are known as threat. So for example, hacker being threat will try to exploit the vulnerability being missing antivirus or weak coding. Now let us attempt below exercise to understand the terms more precisely, threat and vulnerability. This is one statement. Let us try to find out what is threat over here and what is vulnerability. Door is open. Please close it to avoid the thieves. If they get in, we will be robbed. This is a plain statement. What is the threat in this statement? Something which is external and not in our control, that is the thieves. What is the vulnerability in this statement? something which can be controlled by us, that is open door. And what is the risk? Risk of being robbed. For a risk, there should be both the element, a threat as well as a vulnerability. So open door and thieves together constitute a risk of robbery. One more exercise. A simple statement. If antivirus software is not updated regularly, then new type of virus can destroy our data. Let us try to understand what is threat over here and what is antivirus. And then what is the final risk? Virus is something that I cannot control. This is the threat. Expired antivirus software is something that I can control. I can update the antivirus software. This is the vulnerability. And risk is data destruction. Hope this makes it clear what is the difference between threat and vulnerability. Other aspect. What is the risk related to configuration management? Configuration management is the process of managing and updating system features, parameters, and other functional settings. Misconfiguration and missing updates is the major reason why vulnerability exists. Hackers will first try to exploit the vulnerabilities due to poor configuration. Misconfiguration and missing updates. One of the major reasons for hackers to exploit the vulnerabilities. Let us discuss three important aspects related to outsourcing contract. One is information security clause. Second is there should not be any subcontracting. And third one is there should have some provision to access the compliance by the service provider or right to audit clause. It is very important to have information security requirements to be included in contract. If security requirements are not included in contracts, it will be difficult to get the same implemented by the service provider. Subcontracting highly increases the risk of data leakage. To the extent possible, subcontracts should not be allowed for critical processes because it is very difficult to control the fourth party as such. We will not be having any direct agreement or contract with the fourth party, and compliance from the fourth party, it will be very difficult to be ensured. Further, outsourcing contracts should have some provision to access the compliance of the service provider. Now, this compliance can be verified through internal audit or by obtaining a certificate from independent auditor. In exam, there was one question wherein both the option was there. What is the best one to be included in the contract? Option 1 was provision to access the compliance and option 2 right to audit clause. In such cases, please do select provision to access the compliance because in many cases service provider may not directly agree for right to audit clause because they don't want service receiver to be directly audit their processes. So in such case, arrangement is like that they will obtain a certificate of compliance from an independent auditor, and then this certificate is submitted to service receiver. Important aspects from exam perspective. Which process is most susceptible to the introduction of a vulnerability? What is vulnerability? It is basically weakness in the system or weakness in the process. And as we are aware, most of the weakness in the IT systems are because of missing updates or missing configuration. And updates and configuration is managed in configuration management. Configuration management is the process of managing and updating system features, parameters, and other functional settings. Misconfiguration and failure to update the system on timely basis possesses high risk. Hacker will first try to exploit the vulnerabilities due to poor configuration. So, most susceptible process is configuration management. Lack of adequate control indicates lack of adequate controls means there is some weakness, and there is some weakness means there are vulnerabilities. Risk scenario is primarily used in. Now let us understand what is risk scenario. It is the process of identification of risk and estimating the probability and impact of the same. Threat and vulnerability assessment uses same kind of risk scenario to determine various risks and to do risk analysis. When should be the penetration test to be performed? On periodic basis, generally annually, and when major infrastructure related changes are made. Infrastructure changes might have introduced some new risk, and to address that, penetration test is performed. Hackers targeting well-known startup company is known as. Okay, so let us understand what are hackers. Are they threat or they are vulnerability? As a general rule, vulnerability is something that we can control. Threat is something that which is beyond our control. So, are we able to control the hackers? No. They are the threats. They are something external, and hence they are emerging threat. Most important consideration for data transfer to offshore location. So what do we mean by offshore location? Outside the country, jurisdiction. So two major aspects will be laws and regulation and inclusion of security controls in outsourcing contract. Many privacy law prohibits movement of data outside the country. So this is one of the important consideration. Which process helps to evaluate legal and regulatory impact on business objectives? Compliance oriented business impact analysis. This helps to understand the potential impact of law and other contractual requirements on business objectives. It is the BIA from compliance perspective. Business impact analysis from compliance perspective. Development of information security policy is primarily based on everything depends on your assets. Whatever you do is to protect your assets. So protecting the confidentiality, integrity and availability of the information assets is the prime objective of any information security policy. Let us discuss some practice questions. Which of the following area is most vulnerable from information security perspective? Configuration management. Vulnerability generally arises from the misconfiguration and missing updates, and this process is being handled at configuration management. Which of the following represents the lack of advocate controls? We already discussed this. Vulnerability means there is weakness in the system or there is weakness in the process. Which of the following vulnerabilities allows the attacker to access the data through a web application? When validation checks are missing, hacker or intruder can enter any kind of data, maybe malicious code, into the system. Objective of validation check is to prevent the entry of unusual code in the system. Input validation check. Option B, C and D, they do not directly impact the attack. To estimate the likelihood and impact of probable event, risk scenarios are used in this we already discussed, threat and vulnerability assessment. In other option, no scenarios are used, they are done on the basis of actual data. IT audit on the basis of actual data, gap assessment on the basis of actual documentation, security assessment on the basis of actual control implemented. Only threat and vulnerability assessment is considered on the basis of risk scenario. Penetration test is to be best performed when system infrastructure is modified. There are chances of new vulnerabilities being introduced due to changes or modification in the infrastructure that need to be addressed at the earliest. We should not wait till someone to attempt to penetrate us. It will be too late. IS risk is best assessed by analyzing the current threats associated with the information system. What is important is current threats. Past incident may not be that relevant in today's scenario. Statistics is not relevant as compared to the current threats, and last year audit may not be relevant as compared to current threats. Popularity of a startup company attracts the hacker and becomes the target of the adversary. This is considered as threat. We discussed this. Hacker is a threat and not a vulnerability. It is not an emerging impact as such. This is only a threat, and it's not relevant with respect to environmental risk factor. Which of the following is most critical consideration while giving a project to a third-party service provider whose servers are in foreign country? Right. Laws and regulation. Even some privacy law may prohibit movement of data outside the country. Other options are not as important as option C because it is with respect to regulation and compliance is very important. To understand the potential impact of law and other contractual requirements on business objectives, which of the following is most effective? Compliance-oriented business impact analysis. It helps to evaluate legal and regulatory impact on business objectives. Compliance audit may be effective to understand the adherence to the regulation, but it will not provide detailed impact analysis as option D. Which of the following is of greatest concern for a risk practitioner with respect to outsourcing contract? Processing of critical data subcontracted by the vendor. If there is subcontracting, then it is difficult to control and monitor the processes of the fourth party. Critical data should not be allowed to be subcontracted. Other options are not as critical as option C. Which of the following is most important consideration for the risk professional in relation to the outsourcing arrangement? Inclusion of mandatory security controls. Many of you may wonder why not option B, because compliance is important. But this compliance can be enforced only if security requirements or security controls are mandated in the outsourcing agreement. Without addressing security requirements, outsourcing company has no assurance that the service provider will comply with the specific security requirements. Hence, option D is more important than option B. Which of the following clause should be must in any outsourcing contract? Provision to access the compliance of the provider. Some of may are confused why not option A, right to audit. Many times service provider may not agree to allow service receiver to conduct audit directly. In such cases, there should be provision to access the compliance by other independent auditor. So proper clause should be either provision, there should be some provision to access the compliance, or there should be right to audit clause. Or option B will be more specific. Which of the following should be primarily considered in development of information security policy? Everything depends on the assets. Protecting confidentiality, integrity and availability of the assets, specifically information assets, is the prime objective of information security policy. Which of the following factors have the most impact on launch of attack against an enterprise? Level of skill and motivation of the hacker. If you see, question is about the launch of the attack and not on the ability of the organization to prevent the attack. Option B, C and D are with respect to prevention of the attack, and hence option A will be more relevant over here. Which of the following is the major consideration for risk practitioner with respect to big data? Identifiable information, if they become public, then it's a major concern. So here they need to ensure privacy laws are appropriately followed. Other options, though important, they are not as critical as option A, which impacts the privacy law. This data then should be given due importance and protected in the manner which is required by privacy laws. And if it is not done, then there may be huge impact. Thanks for watching.